If a person is a victim of abuse or sex trafficking, the impact can go far beyond just visible bumps and bruises on the body. But there are warning signs. Live 5's Anna Harris spoke to some experts about what those might look like, so those of you at home can help to quickly identify and be in need of those who might need your help most, plus some potential legislation that could help law enforcement to do the same.
There is no single list of indicators to determine whether a minor or a friend or whomever is a victim of human trafficking.
But there are a few warning signs that can help you be aware of what may be going on.
There may be sudden withdrawal or depression, substance use, isolation. They may suddenly have more items or more access to wealth or materialistic things than we saw before.
And with children and teens taking up 72% of the number of reported trafficking victims in the state last year.
We may see things like runaway, truancy. There may be a sudden disinterest in school or poor grades. We also sometimes see minors who are traveling a lot. We may see them living at their place of employment, working excessive hours, or if they are coming to school, maybe they're very tired because they worked the night before.
And victims of all ages can show signs of physical abuse.
We may see unexplained bruises or injuries or things that are healing on their bodies in terms of physical or untreated STIs.
Retired state law enforcement officer and statewide instructor on indicators of interpersonal violence, Brian Bennett, says strangulation is one of the more common things human trafficking survivors report.
Every time that has happened, their life has been at an immediate risk, but also at a risk for long-term health complications. Many people may look for bruising or marks on the neck or little ruptured vessels in the eyes, but only about 50% of the time are you going to see that. So more common signs and symptoms are going to be trouble swallowing, trouble breathing, speaking with a hoarse voice. There could also be some memory loss.
Why is it that people don't know about this?
Well, unfortunately here in South Carolina, we don't have a lot of public awareness around the non-fatal strangulation dangers. And some of that relates to the fact that we don't have any legislation that specifically defines what strangulation is or is a comprehensive statute that gets everyone up to speed.
Bennett says every state in the country has a statute that defines strangulation, except South Carolina. But why do we need it?
The creation of a very specific statute allows our databases and our researchers to actually code in or key in specific language and codes to find the data that we need.
He says this would allow the criminal justice system to more easily identify patterns of this form of assault, allowing law enforcement to be more proactive for victims and hold those offending accountable.
Getting the bad guy is always something law enforcement and the criminal justice system wants to do, but preservation of that victim, preservation of their life and their body functions is priority number one, and that's why we need to ask those questions early on.
So if we suspect someone is being human trafficked, what do we do?
I think it's a case-by-case scenario. I think that there is an immediate danger, then I would be more likely to get law enforcement involved. But I would also be very considerate of that person because, again, it needs to be individualized.
What we do need to preface early on is that your health is at risk right now. We need immediate medical intervention. So we need to empower people with information as to why their life is at risk. It takes trained individuals, it takes the public understanding what those signs and symptoms are to try to help and reach out to these individuals to let them know they can disclose what happened. And so friends or family can be that key part of this victim's survival. So just general knowledge of the general public and friends or family is probably the most critical more than anything.
If you believe yourself or someone you know is being human trafficked, call the hotline at 1-888-373-7888. For Live 5 Investigates, I'm Anna Harris.